All right. I am live. We are drafting in the Online Championship, the Beat Colin Weatherwax League. So for those who don't know what an Online Championship is, it's an NFBC league. It's a 12-teamer, unlike the main event. So a little bit of a shallower format. And this is a stacked room. So we'll be starting here in about 4 minutes. It has got John Fish, Colin Weatherwax, who obviously this is his Beat League. And he's doing his own streams. You can go check that out if you get bored of me. I think he's doing it over on Twitch. Lucas Biery is in this one. Walter McMichael. Paul Sporer drafting 6th, right next to me. I'm drafting 7th. Michael Alexander is drafting 10th. And then Randy Haines drafting 12th. So it's a pretty stacked league with a bunch of people from Friends of Fantasy Benefits. Just a bunch of people who are really, really good at NFBC and at fantasy baseball. So really interested to see how this is going to go. I got pick 7. I'm right in front of Paul. He's already told me that Trey Turner will not fall to me with the 7th pick, which is fine. It's okay. I've got a bunch of shares of Trey. I'm not super worried about that. Interested to see who makes it to 7. This is only my 3rd 12-team draft so far this season, so it's a little bit different. It's always a little bit jarring once you're so used to 15-team league and it dropping down to a 12-team league. I'm gonna put my glasses on at some point, but for right this minute, I think I'm okay without them. So for those who've never seen me do a draft before, I'm pretty much just, streaming the draft. If you have questions, feel free to throw them in the chat, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability, but my focus will be on the draft, and I'll be talking things out as I go along. So taking Mullins of the 3rd or the 4th, I don't know. It's gonna have, a couple people in this league have already been talking about how much they like Cedric Mullins too. I'd like to be my team sucks. There you go. Colin, get in your own stream. Stop worrying about mine. A couple people in the draft are already talking about that they like it was actually it was Manny Margot they were talking about how much they like. So I think I can get Mullins super late, but we'll see. I've already got 11 shares of him this year, so pretty much maxed out on the amount of teams I can probably take him on, though right at this point, those are all looking like really good values considering where I got him. So we're starting here in about a minute and a half. My guess is Fish will probably start with Acuna, but who knows? He could go a lot of different directions. He could take DeGrom first, but pitching doesn't go quite as fast in these because it's a 12-teamer. So we'll see exactly how this is going to work. McCullers in the 5th, won't regret it. You will not see me taking McCullers at all, much less in the 5th. 3 different people streaming at the same time. Am I stream sniping on Sporer and Colin? Absolutely not, man. I feel like I started streaming these drafts pretty early. Pocket aces are probably not going to happen, for me at least, in this draft. It's a 12-teamer. I tend to lean towards offense a little bit more, but we'll see who falls to me in the 1st. If DeGrom or Cole falls to me, I'm probably not going to pass that up. The draft is starting soon, 35 seconds, so we're getting ready to roll. Take Seager in the 2nd to free ball. I actually thought about just taking a bunch of guys I don't necessarily like, but that I know Paul likes, just to fuck with them. But I also like money, so my glasses are kind of fucking with me right now with the headphones on. I'm not used to wearing them while I'm recording. So we'll see how that goes. Will I be watching? No, I'm not going to watch their streams. I know enough about who Paul likes to be fine. He's not going to give away anything. And I mean, Colin, sure. Oh, there goes Soto. Wow. Okay. I'm not super surprised, but a little bit surprised. I kind of expected Soto to be there at pick 2 for Colin, because I think he might have been eyeing him up. So we'll see where Colin now goes. Maybe he goes Acuna. Maybe he goes DeGrom. I don't know. Be real interested to see now what Colin does. Okay, so we go Soto, then Acuna, and that's an all right start. Tatis, all right, third off the board right there. So far, there's a shot I might end up with either Cole or DeGrom. There goes DeGrom. I'll be interested to see what happens here. Does Walter or Paul take Cole? He takes Mookie. All right. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure Paul's taking Turner. So that means I can either take Trout or I can take Garrett Cole. I'm not a big fan of taking pitching early in a 12-teamer, but Garrett Cole is pretty damn good. So, I mean, if Paul's not going to let me get Turner at 8. He's just not going to do it. I don't even know why he's taking so long. He knows that he's not going to let me. Yeah, see, I know it. He wasn't going to let me have Trey Turner at that point. So I think the answer is Garrett Cole here, even though I'm tempted to take Trout because I don't know that I've got him in many leagues. I'm not super worried about Cole and homers. No, I think he's going to be absolutely fine. You know what? I'm going to take Trout. I don't have any shares of Trout, or at least I don't have many shares of Trout. So I want to see how a Trout team lines up for me. Plus, it gives me the option of going a lot of different directions with my next pick. So we'll see kind of who makes it around the horn to me. Again, I haven't done a lot of 12-teamers. So this is a little bit different. I don't think 12-teamers are any easier than 15-teamers. Castillo next. Yeah, I don't think Castillo is going to be the guy for me on the board at that point. It goes Cole and Jose Ramirez. So things kind of going as they should. Story. Things going pretty chalk at this point. So the nice thing, like, I'm not a big fan of drafting at the wheel, the back end. Except for in a 12-teamer, man, you can have some pretty interesting starts from with a 12-teamer. Yeah. So it's a 12-teamer. Yeah, I mean, Scherzer might be an opportunity. Buehler might be an opportunity. We'll see kind of who gets back to me before he kind of get too deep into it. Yelich, there goes Yelich. Okay. Interested to see who Randy here takes on the turn. Randy, he takes Bieber. He's a Friends of Fantasy Benefits writer and podcaster. So it'd be interesting to see, is he the guy that goes pocket aces? He could go Bieber Giolito, Bieber Bauer. But I don't know if we'll see the pocket aces strategy as much here because it's a 12-teamer. So people might be less inclined to do that. So we'll see, though. Bellinger. Okay. Bieber Bellinger. That's not a bad start right there. Now, there's definitely one guy I'm eyeing. One guy I'm eyeing more than others, but I don't know if he's going to make it to me. So, kind of throwing a few guys into my queue and just kind of got 4 guys in my queue right now. And I'm kind of debating who the guy will be if and when it gets to me. There goes Bauer. That makes it a little bit easier. Bauer, I'm not very high on this year, so I'm assuming that somebody here. Okay, there goes Giolito. That was the guy I really wanted. But not surprising he can get to me. He's been going as early as 8th in drafts. Those are 15-team drafts, but, still, if I was to get him in the middle of the second round, I'd be pretty stoked. Be interested to see who gets to me because I'm going to have a decision here in about 2 picks. I still got 4 guys in my queue that are very interesting to me. This may be one of those drafts I do where I get some guys that I don't have a lot of shares of, which would be pretty fun. I'm also debating. Oh, there goes Scherzer. Okay. So pitching starting to come off the board. All right. So, I was debating Mondesi, but I feel like Freddie Freeman at pick 18 is kind of a ridiculous value. I could also go Lindor here. I was toying with the idea of, because I started Trout, that I could get Mondesi in the second round and really piss off Paul. But I'm not going to leave Freddie Freeman on the board right there. That just seems like that's just too good of a value to pass up on. Definitely will need to address speed at some point with Trout. Freeman start, but I don't know how you can't really go wrong with that kind of start right there. I've seen Freeman go in the first round of a bunch of 15s this year, so for him to be there at 18 just seems like too good of a deal to pass up. All right, Paul goes Bueller. All right, attacking some pitching. And then Walter takes Mondesi, not surprising. Who did Walter take in the first round? He took, is that Tatis? Wow, he went Tatis. No, that's not Tatis. Who did Walter take in the first round? He went with my class. So he went Betts, Mondesi. I actually thought about that exact same start. If Betts had made it to me at 7. So do I think I can get Flaherty? Yeah, I think Flaherty will be there in the third. I think there'll be a bunch of pitchers. Though, it'll be interesting because, pitching gets moved up this time of year. So we'll see who kind of makes it back around to me. But I would be fine with that. There goes Lindor. He was the other guy I was looking at. But like I said, Freeman just too good of a price to pass up. Yeah, I'm not super surprised. I don't drink. I haven't drank in, it'll be 16 years next month. So I'm having energy drinks and cigarettes. Yeah, I'm not surprised. The Mookie Mondesi is a great start. I really like that. Of course you do, Walter. I'm not surprised that the pitching is going. It's going a little bit faster than it normally would in a 12-teamer, but it's NFBC. It's a really, pitching gets pushed up quite a bit in NFBC, and people have been watching a lot of main event draft boards, and a few of the people in here are playing main events, and so they may not be adjusting necessarily for that. So Colin's back on the clock. I think he's trying to figure out what Fish might do so he can try to snipe him. Nola right there is just a great pick. I just love that pick for him. So he started off Acuna Nola. That's a sick start. I love that. So we'll kind of see what happens here. Have I tried Kratom better than drinking. I don't know what kratom is. I've never heard of that. So I'll look that up after the draft. So I'm going to turn on my fan. If it's too loud for you guys, just let me know. How far do I move up Suarez now that he'll be a shortstop? I'm not going to move him up very far. Move him up a little bit, but like he's going to play at third in most leagues anyways. Like most people are getting an elite shortstop. All right, so we got Machado went, and then Seager went. I like the Machado play. That's a lot of offense right there for Fish. Starts off Soto, Machado, Seager. It's a really good start. So I'm interested to see who makes it back to me here. Kind of just throwing some guys in the queue. Gotta love the sweet taste of India. Yeah, India is an interesting one. You know, he's gonna have third and second, which I really like, and he's going later. Luis Castillo, okay. I mean, right now there's two guys in my queue that I'm absolutely in love with. Don't know if either of them make it back to me here. But I'd be pretty stoked if one of them did. Just going to throw a third guy in there. There goes Bo Bichette. Not the guy. So chances are I'm going to get one of the three guys in my queue right now. Where do you rank Pagan in Sydney if he's the main closing guy? You know, I can't look up my ranks right this minute because I've got draft software up. But, or actually I probably can real quick while other people are picking. Let's see. I put Pagan. I think I have. Did I not move Pagan up yet? Where is he? I think I would have him around 26. Okay, so Kyle Tucker goes. That's one of the guys I definitely was considering. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But that's okay. I've got a lot of Kyle Tucker. What's up, Tim? I can't say who I've got because there are people in this draft watching the stream. There goes Luis Robert. Not one of the guys I was thinking of, but not surprising that Walter took him. Walter's got a lot of upside on this team. So I'm either going to get one of the two guys that I love right here. So I'll be interested to see what Paul does here. There's definitely one guy I like more than the other. So I doubt Paul is paying attention to my stream because he's streaming himself over on Twitch. But just in case he is tuned in, I will keep my thoughts to myself. Dun, dun, dun. All right, I don't know who he's thinking about here. He took Anthony Rendon. Okay, he thinks he was sniping me, but I'm gonna take Brandon Woodruff as my first pitcher, and be pretty happy with that. So I do like that Rendon pick. If the board had fell differently, I would have thought about taking him, but not the case. There goes Ozuna. So starting off Trout, Freeman, Woodruff. I like that start. We'll see. Let's see what makes it back to me here in the next round. I don't know what. Oh, there goes Marte. Mondesi go this early in my other drafts. So head-to-head and best ball, depends on what best ball league you're playing in, but if your best ball league is included with walks, or on base percentage, like that hurts his value quite a bit in Mondesi. It's because of the format. Head-to-head leagues, typically if you're playing points, walks are part of the point scoring system. And so he loses a lot of value because he may not post a 300 on base percentage, so that's why Mondesi. When is Walter going to get some steals? Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. So just kind of looking at what's going on here. Got Ozzy Albies comes off the board. So we'll see. We'll see what Ferry's going to do here. And then see what premium is including stolen bases early. There's still some nice value on stolen bases late. Yeah, there is. But, I mean, you're also dealing with a lot of rabbits then. I think Marte is a legitimate 2030. Yeah, I mean, he's done something similar. Oh, there we go. So Flaherty goes. He was on my queue. Bogarts goes. He was the top guy in my queue. So not surprising those guys didn't make it back to me, but I just love their value right there. There's some good values in stolen bases later, but the problem with those guys is they tend to be rabbitish. So, the hard part about if you take rabbits or guys who are going to get huge bulks of your stolen bases, and they hurt you somewhere else, is if they, don't steal. They get injured, they get nicked up, and they stop running. So there goes Merrifield. He could have been a guy for me. So I'm debating what I want to do here. There's lots of options, but there's two kind of at the top of my queue right now. The question is, what do I want to do here? Oh, there goes Vlad Guerrero Jr. Just not going to be in on that price. Oh, there goes Kershaw. That was one of the guys I was thinking about. And there goes LeMahieu. All right, so now I've got a decision to make. I'm kind of debating two guys. One, there's a chance he makes it back to me next round. And another one probably seems unlikely at this point. Or I could snipe Paul here, which would be funny. You know what? No, I'm going to go with my guy who's the highest on my board right now, and that's Kenta Maeda. So get another pitcher. Oh, shoot. I messed up my draft software, so I got to back it up and figure out where I went wrong. Okay, I didn't have Devers going to Randy. So I got to fix that. Hold on a sec, guys. This is the problem of using draft software, is when you make a mistake, you gotta go back and fix a bunch of them. So, let's see. Alexander's the one that took Guerrero, then Kershaw, then LeMahieu, and then Maeda. All right. I'm liking this start so far. Oh, Sporer went. Okay. Sporer went Judge. He's a lot higher on Judge than I am, so not surprising. I'm liking his start. I probably would have gone a different pitcher than Buehler, and definitely would not have gone Judge, but and then, of course, Walter goes class now. Read to me, Daddy. Yeah, so I'm wearing the glasses because last time I was having a hard time seeing things on the laptop where I do the stream. And so I thought I'd grab that. So it's definitely helping me read the chat a little bit better. It's not helping me read the board on your guys' screen because that's so fucking small. But, and there goes Arenado. Okay. There. Oh, Corbin Burns. That hurt. Not that I probably wouldn't have taken him anyways if he got back to me. But I've already got 2 pitchers and a 12-teamer. I look like a day trader. Aw, thanks. Financial analyst. I wish it made me a better financial analyst. That's for sure. Dun, dun, dun. There goes Bregman, another guy I'm not really interested in. There goes Snell. Snell was the guy that I was thinking that Paul wanted. So I was thinking about just sniping him because it'd be funny. So I got one guy in my queue right now. I'm going to put another guy and another guy and another guy. So I've got some options when it gets to me. There's one guy I really want. I'm sure Paul will snipe him from me. I like that turn by Fish. Snell Anderson is, and there goes Real Muto. So Real Muto is one of the guys in my queue. Nice pick by Colin. Cheers. Oh, Hendricks. That was another guy in my queue. All right, I got 3 guys in my queue, 3 guys picking in front of me. So as long as not all 3 of them get taken, I should be fine. And even if there's so many guys available at this point. Kittle Marte, I'm not in on him. He's healthy right now. I just worry about the health. I worry about the power outage we saw last year. I'm just kind of out on him. And I think the price is just so expensive that you can get guys who do similar things later on. But I know loves Kettle, but I don't necessarily quite agree with him. All right. Oh, there goes Randy Rosarena. There's the guy. There's the guy that I wanted, that I thought Paul would snipe me. All right. Well, that sucks. So we'll see. Now there's kind of 2 guys in my queue. Oh, there goes. Okay, so I need to catch up. So Rosarena went. And then Abreu went. I mean, so there's a couple guys in my queue right now that I'm definitely interested in. Let me make sure Abreu gets up there. I really like your start, Walter. Which UT player gains position eligibility first? Probably Stanton, I guess. Oh, god damn it, Paul. Paul just took Lance Lynn. All right, well, that fucking blows. All right, well. Okay. That hurt a little bit. I kind of know who I'm going to go here. But I'm just kind of looking at things. Kind of seeing where I want to go here. You know what? I'm going to take a chance that the guy I want makes it back around to me. So I'm going to take a roll as Chapman and get some saves. So not usually how I like to build a 12er, but yeah. I knew Paul would have sniped me. Oh, there goes Springer. Okay. So let's see. I took Chapman, Springer. Yeah, I figured he did snipe me. He took Lance Lynn, so that's who I was gonna take because I have Lance Lynn, I think, as a top 15-ish starter, as my 15th starter, and that would have given me 3 of my top 15 starters in a 12-team draft. So I would have been pretty stoked on that. And there goes Hader. I just figured Hader and Chapman wouldn't be there if it got back, or when it got back around to me. And I thought there is a chance that the guy I like will be there. Except for he just went. Eugenio Suarez was the guy. So that's a bummer. I wanted Suarez. But I'm okay with that. So now I got to start to pivot and figure out where I'm going to go here with my next pick. So a couple things I got to start thinking about. Okay, so Pete Alonso just went. Kyle Hendricks just went. Austin Meadows just went. Okay. Trent Grisham just went. All right, so I've got my guy kind of queued up. I got to find Grisham and Iglesias, and kind of then come up with my backup plan if the guy I want goes here. Dun, dun. Kind of just looking and seeing. My last name is actually Salinger. That's why it says Salinger. I actually talked about it a little bit on the Nick Pollock and Friends podcast I just did, so you can hear why. But that is my last name. Yeah, I like him too there, Charles. I don't think I'll be taking him here, though, unless my guy goes. So there's one guy I really want right here. And then there's another guy I would take right here, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to get the guy I want. I'm just kind of looking and seeing. Oh, there goes Castellanos. All right, so the guy I wanted was Brandon Lau. Big Brandon Lau guy. So I'm just kind of looking over some things. I think he's pretty close to the highest rated on my board, but I think I'd get other guys later. But I just want to make sure that everything else is kind of in line. All right. All right, so I'm going to take me some Brandon Lau. Give me a little flexibility. Fill out the second base, which can be hard. Hey, I love doing these streams. You take 2 SPs with different skill set, isn't it a net 0, high K? It kind of depends on how good each one does at the other. So, taking a guy like, I don't know, Tyler Glasnow, who knows can give you strikeouts, but may not give you the best of ratios all the time, and pairing him with Kyle Hendricks is like, okay, now I've got 2 top 15 starters because they kind of, equal each other out. All right, and then Sporer takes Edwin Diaz. Not surprising.
So I got my next 2 rounds kind of queued up as long as no one snipes me. Of course, that will happen. Glaber Torres, I really like Team Walter's putting together. Walter's having a good draft season. I've been in a few drafts with him this year, and he's been crushing it. Shoulder's having some issues right now. Police Act. A little bit high for me, but there are those believers out there. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I love having the middle infield, outfield eligibility, really infield, outfield eligibility, guys who can go from infield and outfield. So valuable. Ketel Marte, the aforementioned Ketel Marte, a guy who will have the infield, outfield eligibility, but I'm not quite as high on. Going right there. All right, kind of just looking at what I kind of need right here. There goes Jordan. Definitely not going to be ever a guy that is on my teams this year. Not that I don't believe in the talent. Talent's not the issue. I just don't trust the health. Olsen, Laureano. Does 2019 innings help with understanding work? I think it does a little bit. If a guy was, traditionally 180 to 200 and I feel much more confident he's going to be able to get 170, 200 this year, as long as he was healthy last year. But, I think workloads are going to be really random this year too. So, there's certain guys I feel super comfortable with. There goes Ryan Presley and Rosenthal. Ooh, okay. I was hoping to get Rosenthal. I like that turn. Fish showing you exactly how you do. You play on a turn right there. Just take 2 guys you want that set you up. Now he's got his closers. He's good. So I really like that turn by him. That was really good. All right, so I still got the guy that oh, shit. All right. So still got the guy that I want to take this round. I need to find a backup. I've got other guys I like, and I don't mind popping them, but they'd be kind of min picks on them, and I could probably get them a little bit later. So I'm kind of just looking, seeing if there's anybody that speaks to me. That's a guy that kind of speaks to me. I got to catch up on my board. Hold on. All right, so Weatherwax to Conforto, and then Moncada just went. Moncada's a guy I have not gotten any shares, so I thought there'd be a bigger discount, to be quite honest. There goes Kenley. Okay. I was actually thinking about Kenley as a backup. So that kind of a bummer. I don't think Paul is going to target him. The question is, does Walter target him right here? But I don't know that Walter. Let's see. Walter. I think Walter's got to go pitching here. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't. So I think my guy is probably safe if he if it gets past Walter. But we'll see. Barrios, that was the backup. So yeah, I like Jose Barrios a lot. I don't like Walter's team a lot. Walter's killing this draft. a lot of upside. There's definitely things could go sideways for his team, but I really like his start. Barrios is one of those guys where he's been like a 190, 200 inning guy, the last few years prior to 2020. And I just think he could easily go 200 again. Plus, his spin rate's gone up this spring because he tweaked some things. Let's just see where Paul goes here. I've got one guy on my mind right now, and if he goes, I don't know exactly what I'll do. I've got an idea of what I'll do. Actually, I know what I'll do. Oh, Matt Olson. Okay, Matt Olson wasn't on my mind at all. All right, I'm gonna pop on Victor Robles. I need the speed that Robles will bring, and I've got a lot of batting average already. Plus, right now it looks like he might lead off. So, and I don't have a lot of Victor Robles. I have some Victor Robles in early drafts. I like Berrios a lot too. I really do. So, and I got two guys for kind of set up for the next round. We'll see if either make it to me. I'm definitely interested to see if either do make it to me. Because I don't think either will be around for my 9th round selection. There goes JD Martinez. Okay. Like that pick. There goes Sal Perez. Definitely would not be taking Perez. Oh, shit. Where did I fuck up? Okay. I didn't put in my own pick, which is a problem. And then he went JD Martinez. And then he went Sal Perez. Laureano over Robles? I don't think so. Muted myself drinking there so I can throw my can away. Oh, Nelson Cruz. All right. Well, that was one of the guys I wanted. I have a ton of Nelson Cruz this year, so that is a little bit of a bummer because I love Nelson Cruz. But there goes Corinne Check. But I'm okay with that too. I'm not, that's not like that doesn't crush me necessarily. Now, what would crush me is if my next guy goes. My backup, Brad Hand. So, dun, dun. So now the top 10 closers are off the board. So that kind of, I got one of them, so I'm happy about that. But now it's like, okay, if I wasn't going to get two of those guys, I can wait a while. So, guys, you can throw out names, and I'll talk about names here and there that haven't been drafted, but I'm not going to answer whether or not those are guys I'm going to take because at least 3 people watching the stream are in this league. So, oh, Lourdes Gurriel. I bet that hurts fucking Paul. I bet he wanted Lourdes on the wraparound here. So I got 2 guys in my queue. Romano. Is Romano the guy? I mean, unless the news is dropped in the last hour that they've named him the guy, he's not guaranteed to be the guy. So that would be part of the problem with that. All right, so I like my team so far. I got 2 guys in my queue that I really want. And then there goes Javier Baez, who is not my queue. Make sure. I want to make sure I get one of these 2 guys. Okay, so the 2 people picking in front of me. So I'm going to probably end up with one of these 2 guys. If for some reason they both go, then I'm going to have to scramble and figure out what the hell I'm going to do here. So I'm just kind of looking. Sorry, guys. I'm just kind of looking and seeing where I would go if for some reason one of these two guys gets sniped from me. Oh, okay. So Charlie Blackman went. He was the guy I was actually thinking about as a backup. So I know I'm going to get one of these two guys. Okay, and there. Oh, did he mean to do that? Okay, I'm going to give him a minute because Luke Voigt is hurt, and I don't know if he meant to do that. And so I don't want too many picks to go. Yeah, I don't know if that was a misclick or if he hadn't seen the news on that. I hope that it is not the case, that it was. So I'm kind of giving a chance to back it out. But I'm going to take Marcus Simeon here. I feel bad for the guy because that's brutal. I mean, he's not going to miss a ton of time, but he's going to miss some time. So I like Simeon because he's going to gain that second base eligibility in season, which is super sweet. And I don't have a lot of shares of Simeon. Plus, I need a shortstop, and shortstop kind of is going to have a big drop off here in a little bit. And whoever that guy took Voigt is, I feel bad for him. Yeah, Dunedin, if I'm pronouncing that right, is going to play really well. It plays better for lefties, but I do. All right, and then Sporer goes Altuve. I wonder if I sniped Sporer. If anybody's watching his stream, let me know if I sniped him. There goes McNeil. Not a big McNeil guy, but still like what Walter's putting down here. All right, so I'm just kind of adding guys to my queue right now, kind of. Getting ready for my next round of picks. There's one guy that is clearly Simeon was third in his queue. Okay. I don't have a lot of Simeon, which is unusual for me. There goes Stanton. He was a guy that could have been interesting. And, I don't know if he would have made it back around me because Walter is in this draft. And Goldschmidt too went. Goldschmidt. And then Stanton. So there's clearly one guy. Oh, there he goes. Hecky and Jin Ryu. He is just a really good value for Colin right there. Really like that pick. I was very, very close on taking him. So Senzel's a great guy. He's banged up right now. He hasn't played in a few days. It's a little bit concerning considering his injury history. It goes to McCullers. I'm not a McCullers guy. And Keston Hira, I was actually just looking at him because getting to a point where it's like, okay, I'm not a big Hira guy, but that's a really good value. So I'm going to take a look at what I've got and what I need. Oh, there goes Buxton. He was a guy that I was definitely thinking about, especially because you could always use more speed, especially when you don't get speed from your first few picks. But that's okay. There's other speed later, especially in a 12-teamer. Less worried about, certain categories being scarce in a 12-teamer. There goes my boy Dansby Swanson. Gray should be ready, but I'm just staying away from injury guys. At 12 you can do it a little bit more because there is the replacement value, but still no IL in NFBC and only 7 reserve picks. Goes Wheeler. All right. Ohtani, okay. Not what I thought he was going to do, but he's Paul's a big Ohtani guy, and maybe this may be the year for Ohtani. All right, so there's a few guys still around that I really like. I'm just kind of seeing if there's somebody else that makes sense for what I've kind of built already. But I think I know where I'm going here. And even though I can probably get who I want next round, I kind of feeling like I want to take him here and not mess around with it because I've been sniped a few times on this turn. So I'm going to take Pablo Lopez. Woodruff, Maeda, Lopez as my first 3 starters. I think Lopez is the real deal. Let's see. Lopez. And then Strasburg just went. There goes Greinke. I just haven't gotten Greinke anywhere. How much do you think the Marlins limit 6 though? I don't know that they're going to limit him too much. The Marlins have been a team to kind of just let their guys go. And if you look at kind of his innings per start last year, they kind of let him go. So I don't know that they're going to limit him too much. He may get skipped a few times in the rotation, but I don't think. Okay, now I got to figure out what position Muncie's. There we go. There's Muncie. It was Ian Anderson first. Hold on. Ian Anderson. And then Muncie. All right. Yeah, just overall injury risk. I mean, guys who've got injury risk tend to drop in NFBC because there's no IL spots. That's typically kind of the reason for that. So Will Smith. Okay, Will Smith catcher. I want to make sure I get that right. Not that I would be in on either Will Smith. All right, so got two guys I'm looking at here. One, I think, makes a little bit more sense than the other. Especially because he's going to do something special for me here. So let's see what Alex Michael's going to do here. Sonny Gray, okay. I didn't get Muncie. No, I haven't been getting Muncie a lot this year. Muncie has not ended up on a lot of my teams, largely because I'm usually taking pitching at the spots where he's going. But, yeah, he wasn't really necessarily my thought process. I'm trying to also to grab a few guys that I don't have a lot of shares of in this draft, too. There goes Moustakis, the guy that I was going to take Moustakis because he's going to be triple eligible because he's going to play in third base. So I really like that pick right there. So but okay, and then Dinelson Lamet goes, who I would not have touched anyways. I'm really worried on Lamet. I mean, I've been worried on him. All right, so I think I know where I'm going to go here, but I just want to – I think there's also a chance I can get this guy back next round. So I'm kind of debating a little bit on what I want to do. Do I want to go with that guy or take – you know what? Let's see how many – all right, I'm going to go a little bit different direction and hope that guy makes it back to me. I'm going to go Eddie Rosario here. Oh, the guy took Lamet and Voigt. Wow. That's going to be hard. See, that's hard. You can't stash so many guys. I do think that Simeon could be better than Baez this year, for sure, leading off. So I took Rosario. He was easily the top guy left on my board. I already had two outfielders. He doesn't really fit when I'm eating, but I just do like kind of what he does. And I think the other two guys I was thinking about at this spot could make it back around to me. And so I'm kind of playing a little bit of a gamble game. He also has Springer. Ooh. I don't know who that guy is, but that's kind of brutal. All right, and then Sporer takes Sixto. All right. There goes Teoscar. Kind of looking at what I need right now. So there's one guy at the top of my list, and I've got a couple back. I've got 3 backups. There goes Alcantara. Alcantara's guy I don't have a lot of shares of this year. May need to change that tomorrow or during my main. Will Myers goes. Will Myers is a guy that I usually love, but I just have not been getting this year because the price is so expensive, and it's like people are forgetting the injury history. I usually like him because you get him at like 180, and then he returns a ton of value. But top 120, I don't know that I love that. That's where he's been going. Like it's not a reach pick or anything by any stretch of the imagination, but also not the interesting see who Fish goes here. Take a look at Fish's team. Probably goes starter hitter. Fish doing a good job in this draft. I like his team a lot. And it's good because Fish and I are in the same main event on Wednesday. So, Dylan Moore, okay. Not what I thought he was going to do, but a 12-teamer is a place to go for that upside. And Dylan Bundy. So I did say hitter and pitcher, not the hitter and pitcher I thought he would do. But and I'll move the board real quick for you guys so you're actually getting to see a little bit of this. I'll put it right there. Or actually, here, I'll put it right about there. Okay. So then Alec Baum. I like Baum, but I don't really. That's not what I need right now. And where is Baum on my? There we go. Baum. Wilson Contreras. Okay. So far, all 4 guys that are in my queue are still available to me. There's really 3 guys. Oh, Brian Hayes. That was not a guy in my queue, but definitely a guy I could have thought about there. So there's one guy or 2 guys I really want. 3 guys I'd be fine with. So either way, I'm going to get one of those 3. I do not think Baum is fluky. I like Baum a lot. I've gotten Baum a bunch this draft season already. Just doesn't quite fit what my team needs. There's one of the guys, Musgrove. Again, Walter. Walter's been crushing this draft. I really like Walter's draft. So be interested to see now who makes it here. What Paul does. I don't think Paul's going to take either guy. So then it becomes a matter of who do I think will make it back to me in the next round? It may not be either. So I may just have to kind of just go with it and go with which guy I feel fits my team a little bit better. Alex Verdugo is definitely not the guy I was thinking of. So let me add Verdugo to Paul's team and then kind of take a look at what my team needs right here. So all right. I feel like my biggest weakness right now is speed, right? All my speed is locked up into Robles pretty much at this point. I mean, I'll get some chip in from Lau and Simeon will steal a few and Trout will steal a few, but I'm going to take Andres Jimenez. Gives me the triple eligibility. And I got a lot of early shares of Jimenez, but I haven't gotten a lot of shares lately. And so I do want – I'm not a Laureano guy. Sorry, Charles. I'm not going to end up with Laureano. Guy drafting 8 doesn't look like he'll have a great team, although I do love Cole. Who's 8? Yeah, he's taking a lot of risk. It's a lot of risk on that team. Okay, then Josh Bell goes. I keep not putting in my guy, which is messing me up. And then Grandal goes. I haven't even seen, is Grandal going to be ready for the start of the season? There goes Tommy Edman. That's going to piss Paul off because I'm sure he wanted Edman. Yeah, and you just can't do that. That's, even though it's a 12-team league and there is replacement value, especially guys that are already hurt, you can't. You don't have the roster spots to hold them without an IL. And this happened in my main, in my first main, where a guy took all 3 Tommy John returning guys. I mean, he took Syndergaard, he took Severino, and he took Sale. And it's like one of those guys is a worthy gamble, right? But you're going to have to hold him for a long time. 3 of those guys is impossible. You can't hold 3 guys, and he didn't draft enough other pitchers to even have an active starting rotation. So it's like, and then he drafted 2 guys who were minor leaguers who got sent down. All right, so Urias, I got to look up how to say that one. So I'm saying it properly. And then Chapman. So, yeah, that's just kind of a brutal way to play. And, it's a mistake I made in my first main event. We talk about it. A lot of people in the industry talk about it a lot, about that I like injury risk guys. It's not that I like injury risk guys. I made some big mistakes in my first. There goes Laureano. So he officially cannot be on my team, which is fine because I don't want him. So now I feel like if this guy makes it back around to me that I've been looking at for about 2 or 3 rounds, I'm going to take him. If he doesn't, whatever. But I'll be pretty stoked if he does. It'll be. I mean, I don't make instant click picks, but just because I want to make sure I'm not missing something. So, but definitely look him up to make sure. There goes Yastrzemski. Elvis, 50. No. I mean, if you want to say 50 picks later, sure. But no. I mean, Andrews is not going to outproduce Jimenez, I don't think, at least. I mean, he could, but he is in Texas where they do like to run. But I really like Jimenez a lot. Plus, he's triple eligible, which helps. Now I've got Brandon Lau that's double eligible. I've got, okay, and there goes Brantley. All right. Yeah, I love Jimenez. I mean, I preferred him when I was getting him outside the top 250. When people were like, "Oh, where's he going to play in New York?" Or even when he got traded, people were like, "He's going to get, he's going to get sent down." They weren't going to send him down. They can't. They need someone to play center, and it wasn't going to, or shortstop, and it wasn't going to be Yu Chang. All right, well, here we go. I'm going to take my boy Patrick Corbin. This is, again, pretty easy. He's been my highest rated player on my board for a while. So it's that was very easy. Yeah, I think I turned my fan off now. So now I've got Jimenez, who's triple eligible. I've got Simeon, who's going to be double eligible. I've got Brand Lau, who's double eligible. Do you bump Will Myers a lot in an OBP league? If he does stay healthy, he could return top 50 value in such a league. I don't know if he could return top 50 value, but I think he definitely gets a little bit of a bump. I mean, in leagues with IL spots, especially like 12-team leagues or 10-team leagues, I like him a lot more, right? Wow. Paul just popped on Trey Mancini. He's like, fuck ADP. I'm going to get my guy. I don't mind that, but I think you could have gotten him a little bit later, Paul. Fran Mill. I thought about Fran Mill. If someone had taken Corbin, I probably would have taken Fran Mill. I don't have much Fran Mill just because I usually get either Cruz, Martinez, or Stanton, but I do like Fran Mill at the price, especially. So at this point, let's see. I've got 2 open outfield spots. I've got my CI, my util, 2 catcher, 4 pitcher spots available. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty conservative projection on Jimenez there. Those who can't see it, I'll throw it on there. Oh, there goes Soler, guy I was thinking about. So I think that's kind of conservative personally. I think the power is probably about right. I think he's probably a low teens homer guy. Oh, CJ Cron was the other guy I was thinking about. Oh, wow. So my Q just got murdered there in a few picks because I was thinking Soler or Cron is my next 2 guys. So that's a little brutal right there. But that's okay. We're at that point where people are going to start just crushing me Q. Oh, and I was literally about to put Chris Bryant in my queue. Colin takes it. Okay. Well, that is what it is. I'm not worried about that at all. All right. And there goes Dylan Carlson, who was not in my queue. Okay, just kind of looking at what I can kind of afford to do right here. What I want to do. Yeah, I think Sporer took Altuve. Was it 8th round? It was 8th round, yeah. Which, I mean, super safe base, right? Oh, there goes Montas. That's going to piss off Sporer. I know I was definitely thinking about it, but wasn't quite what I wanted to do. I'm kind of just going to look at what I want to do here. Oh, there goes Savali. Paul's got to be losing his mind. Those guys going off board. There goes Will Smith, the pitcher. AL Rookie of the Year. Oh, he hurt. Yeah. Kyle Lewis banged up right now. Really don't know what I'm going to do here, so I got to kind of take a second, figure it out. Oh, well, there goes the guy. I just put he had half of my queue, and there he goes. Really no one that is just sticking out to me as someone I really want. There goes Kevin Gausman. If I can find Gausman out here. There he is. All right, I mean, there's one guy who's just kind of sticking out to me like a sore thumb. Kind of feel like he's a really good value at this point. So I'm, and Paul just took Urquidy, who wasn't really anybody I was considering, but I mean, I guess at this point, this is the problem with 12-team league is there's so much talent available where I'm like, oh, all right, I'm going to take Chris Paddock and hope that he kind of turns things around. I mean, we're talking about him now as my fifth starter. So whatever, I'll take a shot here. Now all right, there goes Paddock. All right. Definitely need to add to my offense a little bit here coming up. And the guy takes Carrasco. Okay, so he just doesn't understand the format. Because Carrasco, I love him. You can't stash him for this long. It's not going to work. So no, I'm not a Montgomery guy. Never have been. Still not. Christian Vasquez. So we're into the 14th round. Colome. Tyler Molly. My boy. My boy. Mountcastle. All right. I wasn't necessarily thinking about Mountcastle. Mountcastle's the guy that I was kind of really stoked on coming into draft season that I've kind of found myself just shying away from quite a bit. Not that there's anything wrong with him. I think he's hit at every level, but just hasn't ended up on my team really at all. So I'm just kind of looking at somebody's. Oh, Jesus. That's pretty ugly. Okay. There's Clint Frazier. Okay. All right, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna take here. Need a lot of offense right here. Some power. Hayes is gone. He long gone. Santander. Okay. I like Santander. Santander. No. Santander? I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I was looking at it. Okay. Oh, shit. I fucked up. Okay. After I get past this pick, I'm going to have to figure out where I fucked up. Oh, Romano. I missed Romano. That's who it is. Okay. So Mountcastle went to someone else. Okay. Oh, hold on. I'm on the clock now. Oh, I almost just clicked out of my own fucking thing. Okay. I'm going to take Gallo here and get some more power. But I'll have to make up for that batting average at some point. So I'm actually going to just let it run for a minute while I fix my sheet, because Randy went Romano and then Molly. Ferry went Mountcastle, and then Frazier went. Oh, dun, dun, dun. Got auto drafted, but I'm okay with that. I thought about taking Amir Garrett just because it would be funny to snipe Paul, but building my team, so I got to catch up on my draft software real quick. So it went Frazier, then Santander, then Donaldson, then Amir Garrett. I really like that Garrett pick. I actually really thought about that. Why am I not seeing Garrett? There, Garrett. Then Darno, who I also thought about. Oh, I fucked that up. Hold on, how did I fuck that up? Because I didn't put in my own pick, as usual. Okay. Garrett. Then Darno. Then Kimbrel. Kimbrel was the guy I was looking at before, and then I went and looked up his spring stats, see if they gotten any better, and they really have not, so I probably need to move him down. Stroman. And then Solak. Where's Solak? All right. So now I'm caught up. Hayes went 2 rounds ago. Yeah. Yeah, Paddock's fallen a lot. Yeah, Santander, he's dealing with a side issue, which is always a little bit worrisome. So Sean Murphy. And then He took Eric Hosmer. Yeah, it's a little bit troubling, the side issue for Santander. I really like Santander a lot, honestly, but bit worried on him. Understandably so. All right, so I think I know what I'm going to do here. Okay, so we just had Hicks go. I know a lot of people think Hicks is the closer, but I'm just not as convinced that they're going to go with one guy. There goes Paxton. Paxton, a guy who I got early shares of that I don't have many late shares of. And I want to change that, but I did not think he would go quite this early. Sorry, guys. There goes Urshela. That was one of the guys I was thinking about. The next guy. Okay, so now I'm deciding between two guys. And then goes Montero. Okay. A little bit of a closer on here, which is a little scary because I only have one closer. But I'm okay with that for right now. There are three guys I really want with these next two picks. I don't know. Obviously, I can't get both of them. If Pax is healthy, is in the SB1? No, he's not an SB1, but he could easily be an SB2. Yeah, like he's a top 25 pitcher if he's healthy and pitching like he normally does. So that's why I do like him. I have got early shares of him, but I don't have a ton of recent shares of him. His price just started going back up. All right, so this is where – oh, you dick, Paul. Well, that just made the decision a lot more easier because I wanted Kelnick, and I'm sure Paul knew he was not coming back around with me having two picks. Okay, so that made the decision a lot easier. I'm going to take Justin Turner here and bump up my average a little bit. So, yeah, that was a little brutal right there. Okay, so Dom Smith goes. Dom Smith has just been falling in drafts because people are afraid without the DH playing time. I'm a little afraid too, but I mean, he's now becoming a pretty decent value. All right, so I got one guy in my queue. I'm going to put some backup guys. I got a lot of flexibility, which is really nice. Nick Madrigal. Not really a guy I was thinking about at all. Though with Eloy hurt, maybe he moves up in the lineup. I don't know where he would move up to, but Chris Bassett. That's another guy I haven't got a lot of shares of. I was all over Chris Bassett last year, in large part due to my buddy Jason, because he was a huge Bassett guy. But I just have not been getting very many shares of him. Tonight's spot, obviously. I'm gonna put that one on the screen because that was really funny. All right, there goes Soroka. Again, not going to be ready for the start of the season, which is a bit scary. All right, so there's one guy I really, really want right now. These 12 teamers, man. I'm not used to being halfway through a draft. Oh, Zach Gallen. Okay. That's not a bad spot for Gallen. You're going to have to hold him for a little while, but I can understand why Randy made that move. It's just a bit early for me considering he's going to miss time. But, I mean, I did take him in the 8th round of a 15-teamer. It seems like Gallen is the value here, Justin. That would have been a good value. There goes Vaughn. I was wondering where he was going to go. I could have thought about Vaughn, but not quite where I'm looking right now. There's one guy I want, and I don't think he'll make it back to me, knowing at least one of the people in this draft could be targeting him, and know how much I value him. So I'm going to just go get my guy here, unless he gets sniped. I can't imagine he will. But if he does, I've got 2 backups. There goes Gene Segura. Segura's been sitting there and looking at me for a while. There goes McCutcheon. So I just want to make sure I haven't missed any news on my boy. There goes Taylor Rogers. Dun, dun, dun. All right, and there goes Herman Marquez. As Paul called him earlier, the half pitcher. All right, so I'm going to take my boy Manny Margot, add some more speed. And I love Manny Margot. I got sniped on him real hard in the main event, and so I'm just making sure that's not happening again. Maybe a little bit early on him, but whatever. So, go get my guy. Now I got 2 guys in my queue. I don't know if either of them will make it back to me because I'm really surprised both of them are still there at this point. And I'm just going to start throwing some other guys in the queue. To kind of get ready. Cronenworth, see? Go get your guys, right? So that's what Paul just did. Which I don't have a problem with that pick. Hoskins, a guy, man. He's been in there for a little while, and I was kind of wondering what he or how long he was going to sit there for. Dun, dun. That's brutal. Sometimes I just like looking up spring stats just to see what guys are hitting. Not that I care that much about spring stats or anything, but I just looked up a guy who's available. I won't say who it is. He's in 113 this year in spring. And it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe things haven't changed that much for him. Like how Paul texted me during the draft, like, like I'm going to be checking my phone or something. Matt Carpenter's been hot this spring. Okay, there goes Marco Gonzalez. Marco Gonzalez guy got earlier in drafts like him that I just haven't. Mitch Haniger, I don't get why. Like, I understand Haniger is healthy right now, but I just don't buy that he is going to stay healthy at all. Oh shit! I just gave someone Ryan Haniger. Though I mean, a 12 is a much better spot to take him than a 15, clearly, right? But same time, I just don't trust him to stay healthy. Okay, where's Winker? There's Winker. Colin just never gives up on Winker. You can't see the player pool. Well, but because I don't have my actual drafts, like this software up. Because then people can see like who's in my queue and stuff. Doja, that's a good pick. So, unfortunately, because like there are people who are in this draft watching the stream, like Walter has been, commenting a lot, and like he's in this draft. So I can't show my queue or necessarily talk about who I'm going to pick until after I pick them. I like that turn by Fish right here. Hunter Dozier, Christian Walker. That's like two really nice pickups right there. All right, well, there are two guys in my queue at the moment. They've been in my queue since my last pick. If either make it to me, I'm going to be pretty happy. I don't know that either will. I should probably just double check to make sure neither are injured, and that's why they're fucking still available. Okay, there goes Richard Rodriguez. He was in my queue, not one of the two guys I was talking about, though. Oh, come on. So Richard Rodriguez goes. And then Dustin May goes. Again, Dustin May not going to have a job to start the year. Probably starting in the minor leagues. I don't know why you'd really take him, but okay. So I got four guys in my queue, three people picking in front of me. Gonna get one of them. Hoping to get a certain guy because I haven't got a lot of shares of recently that I'd like to get a couple more shares of. There goes Nick Senzel, who's dealing with something right now. And then Pete Fairbanks, who could be the closer. Probably not the closer because they don't do that. All right, so Paul could easily snipe me here. And if he does, oh well. Then I would just land on my backup, and I'd be fine with it. Actually, so hey Margot, my favorite Mason pick since top four. This is the top 4 round. Thanks, man. I love Manny Margot. I do. All right. Who did Paul? Oh, Paul just took James McCann. Okay. That's fine because I'm going to take Corey Kluber. Don't have a lot of Kluber. Klubers look great. And when we're talking about him as my, sixth starter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My sixth starter? Okay. If he gets injured again, he gets dropped. But, I think that's a really good value for Kluber. I know it's a really good value for Kluber. Let's see. What is Kluber's min pick in the last 2 weeks of online championships was 187. I just got him at 199. Fuck it. Why not, right? Or his max pick. I'll take that. Fine. That feels like a really good fucking deal. All right, so then we get AJ Pollock. And then Jonathan VR, someone desperate for speed, apparently. I don't even know where VR is on this sheet because he's eligible everywhere. Oh, he's actually not eligible everywhere, but eligible in lots of places. Dun, dun, Klubat. Here we go. Hoping for that 271 out of Hoskins. My issue with Hoskins is mostly I wonder how that elbow's doing a little bit. I know he kind of struggled early in spring, and there's no DH, which means there's no place to like hide him defensively if they want to kind of give him a break. I don't dislike Hoskins. I'm just been kind of just fading it a little bit. So, question now becomes, does this other guy that I've been looking at make it back around to me? I don't know if he will. If he doesn't, it's not a big deal. Oh, Colton Wong. There we go. My boy. I love Colton Wong. Randy putting together a pretty good draft, too. So this draft's moving really well too. We're through 18 rounds already. So that's pretty nice for an hour and a half so far. Mitch Garver. Okay. Not who I was thinking about, but not a bad pick at that point. Miguel Sano, like he's been the highest rated player. Oh, there goes Anthony Bass. Definitely a guy who was on my list. But not the guy I was thinking about. So I'm gonna check something. Jameson Taillon is another one that's a Kluber-esque pick. He's looking good too, but it's like, how long can he stay healthy for? All right, I think I'm going to change my kind of course of action here, depending on who this guy picks. If he picks the guy I'm going to go with, then obviously I go back to the guy that I've been looking at for a few rounds, but he doesn't. We got a little bit of a closer run here, and that's a little bit frightening because I only have one closer. So I'm gonna take Greg Holland. Very boring pick, but locked into the role, and I need some saves, so that helps out a little bit. So I like that. We'll see if the other guy makes it back around to me. If he doesn't, that's okay. So we'll see, though. Start getting some backups, kind of look at my team. What do I need? I've got an MI slot, but I've got so much flexibility. It's like, who cares? There goes Hector Neris. See, we kind of jumped. This is why I like drafting 8th, because I'm less susceptible to miss out on runs, right? So we saw a couple closers go. I was going to take someone else, and I went, oh, okay. I jump on that. But let's see. So I don't have any outfield spots left. I've got an MI, a UT, 2 catchers, a pitcher, and then we're going to the reserve. Oh, I love that Kepler pick there, Walter. You've been doing a really good job in this draft, Walter. Like I said, you've been drafting really well this season. So not surprising, right? But I do like that pick. Kepler is just super underrated right now. People are really shying away from him for no apparent reason. Okay, so Gavin Lux just went. I like that pick. Kyle Seager just went. Kind of underrated pick right there. So a number of guys on my board right now. It can go a lot of different directions. Dun, dun. All right. Interested to see. My pitching is, I think, doing really well. And my team's pretty balanced for the most part. So I like what I've done. Oh, Andrew Heaney. That was personal right there. That was a personal shot by Walter at me. Or no, sorry, by Colin at me. That was not very nice. And I'm, he knows I love Andrew Heaney, and so he just did that to piss me off. And that's what you do when you draft with friends, right? You do things just to spite them every once in a while. So then we went Montgomery and then Eflin. I was wondering when Fish was going to take Eflin. He was on the board for way too long. There goes Ryan McMahon. That was a guy I was thinking about. There goes Freddie Peralta. I was not necessarily thinking about, but he was on my mind a little bit. All right. All right, so there's 3 guys in my queue right now with 3 people picking in front of me. One will be kind of an instant. If he makes it to me, there goes Pineda, who's not on my list. So I'm definitely going to get one of these 3 guys. And there goes Austin Riley, who's not on my list. So definitely going to get one of the top 2 guys. So that's easy for me to pivot to. Wow. Okay. This is be really stoked if I get this guy, even though and at this point, and I don't think Paul will take him. So I think I'm gonna get who I want right here, which is crazy that this guy's been on the board for way too long. And don't see any news about him being hurt or anything. Do I like Eflin? I do. I haven't seen any updates yet. Is he pitching again? Because that was my Eflin was the guy that was kind of out on coming into draft season. I went and did more research. And then telling you, Salinger, welcome to the team. I think I might draft her at the end. We'll see. Just for the hell of it. But I am going to take my first catcher. It's not Danielle. It's Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez max pick is 200 in online championships over the last, I think, 2 weeks. And this is 223. The average is going to suck, but for a catcher at this point, this is a guy who used to be a top, 3-4 round player in 15-team leagues in NFBC, 2 catcher leagues. And for him to still be on the board just seems like unreal value. So I took it. So question now becomes, who do I want to take next round? I'm pretty sure I know the answer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know the answer. But I also want to get some backups in case he's not there. Okay. So I think I know where I'm going here. Okay, so there goes Jorge Polanco. It's not where I was going to go. Jorge Polanco's a guy that, he's going to gain second base eligibility too. Pauling. Oh, okay. Which catcher I like late the most? Out of that grouping, I'll flash it up on the screen. So hold on, let me catch up. So Garrett Hampson went. And then Tristan McKenzie went. And then Eliza Hernandez went. And then Diego Castillo went. Oh, shit, I missed someone. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Gotta figure out where I messed up here. So I took Lent Polanco. Okay, I missed Benintendi. Cancel. Gotta go back and. All right, so it went Benintendi, then Hampson, and McKenzie. Then Eliza Hernandez, Diego Castillo, Keuchel, and now Jake McGee. Okay. All right. So the question is, which catcher do I like later out of these guys? I'd probably lean Murphy or Kirk, but I like all four of those guys. So whoever kind of goes later, really, out of that group. So David Price just went, and now I'm on the clock. I know exactly who I'm taking here. I'm just kind of looking, seeing if I'm missing anybody that also makes sense. I'm gonna take Ryan Yarbrough. I like Yarbrough. I've been getting him a lot recently, and pretty stoked as my last pitcher. Pitcher in my starting lineup. But there we go. So let me add him to my sheet and take a look at where my team stands. Dun, dun. Willie Castro. Well, that was a guy I was thinking about, actually. You jerk, Paul. Love that he fills shortstop and third. Gotten a lot of Willie Castro recently. Emilio Pagan. That's a good pick by Walter. Walter just killing this draft. I really like it. Not as confident as everybody else that Price is the fifth starter. Why wouldn't he be the fifth starter? I mean, considering what they're paying him, he's going to be a starter. Now, if they trade him, that's a different subject. But he's going to start. I mean, they're not going to pay him $20 million or whatever the fuck they're paying him to fucking be a long reliever. Let's see. I'm just kind of figuring out where I want to go here. Kind of what do I need here? Brandon Nimmo, that's a good pick, but my outfield's kind of full right now. And not that I can't put someone at util from the outfield. But kind of just trying to figure out what I want to do here. Is there anybody that really stands out to me? Not really. Maybe Shamanaya. Cedric Mullins, yeah. He always does stand out to me, but now is not the time. And really, in a 12-team league, you may not even want Cedric Mullins. But if I'm going to take him, it's going to be later. I want to take a look at, see if there's any news on a particular player. There goes Domingo Herman. I'm not seeing him. Okay, and then we got Aaron Hicks. And Zach Davies. All right. There's definitely a guy that kind of standing out to me as the best player on the board. Leota Tavares was on my list, but not the guy I necessarily wanted to take right here. So there's one guy that stands out to me as best player on the board. But I wonder why he's still available. Am I missing something on him? There goes Austin Hayes. Not that I was interested in Hayes, but there he goes. All right. Yeah, I mean, all right. I know who I'm going to take here if he makes it to me. So Thompson took Hayes. Take him off the list. Wilson Ramos. Take him off the list. Oh, fucking Walter snipes me. You dick, Walter. That the Schwarber pick is just too good of a value to pass up. I mean, that just was like, I don't understand why he was still available, honestly. So I really like that pick, Walter. So now I got to figure out what I'm going to do, because that was the last guy in McHugh. So hopefully Paul takes a minute so I can kind of look someone up. See who else is. Mike Minor. Okay, Paul. Just going back to the well on your guys, which you're supposed to do. All right, so okay, hold on. Let me put someone in my queue so I don't fucking fuck up here. All right, I'm going to take Joaquim Soria. Pretty sure he's the guy. And I need some more saves a little bit. So, okay, hold on, I fucked that up. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. All right, Eduardo Rodriguez. This guy's taking way too many stashes. Yeah, the Schwarber would have drag my average a little bit, but my average is okay considering the other guys I have on my team. Not super worried about that at the moment. So sorry guys, I apologize for that. Okay, so then goes means and Brady Singer. Gotta take a look at something real quick. All right. There goes JD Davis. Not a guy I was necessarily thinking about, but there he goes. So I still have a util spot, a middle infield, a catcher, and I've already started filling up my reserves of pitching. And right now, definitely need to add my offense, but I like certain guys that are around right now, and there's Trevor Rogers and Lorenzo Cain. Okay, so I don't know that Cain's going to be ready for the start of the season, but and then Chris Taylor just went. All right. Sorry, he's been pitching much worse than Crichton. Yeah, it does worry me a little bit, but I think they're good because they paid him. They're gonna, I think, give him the first shot at the job. Bobby Dahlbeck, and there goes Elvis Andrus. There goes Austin Nola. I like Nola, but he can be injured to start the year too. Okay, so here we go. Back up. Okay. There's a few guys still on my, really high up on my board but don't really necessarily fit my team. So I can move you to MI. I can move you to third base. And then I can use a corner if I want. Or I could just take Archie Bradley. I don't know if Paul's thinking about him, but I love Archie Bradley. I do think there's a chance he's the closer. And if he's not, whatever. This is a good time for a spec saves guy. And there's so many MIs and CIs in a 12-teamer that I can use. I was thinking about School, too. That's a good pick by Paul. All right. I'm going to take my glasses off for a minute because my eyes are hurting a little. That's not making things any better. Scooble. I got to give him Scooble. Here's the question now: is who's going to make it back around? I mean, number of guys that are very interesting. These 12 teamers, man, I'm just not used to all these guys being available this late. Oh, okay, so Boyd just went. That's a good pick by Walter. Christian Javier went. Not a big Javier guy. Jock Peterson went. He's been high up on my board for a little while, but I don't really need outfield. That's okay. I think it was Jared Walsh. That's going to piss off Paul. Okay, so let's see. There, that. Let's see. What do I need more of? If Pablo Sandoval is in the worst shape of his life and still makes Major League Master, could be fat. Put the best shape of the life. I mean, this is something I've been talking about. Okay, let me move the draft board down a little bit so you guys can see it. I'm sorry about that. Here, we'll move it all the way to the end so that way I don't have to fuck with it again. I mean, this best shape of the life stuff, it's always overblown. And it's always not always overblown, but it's somewhat overblown. It's just one of those things where how important is it really? I don't know that it's as important as people make it out to be. Oh shit. Okay, I made a mistake on my board. So hold on, I gotta go back and figure out where I made the mistake. Christian Javier, Jock Peterson. Oh, okay. I just made a mistake on Walsh. Where's Walsh? All right. Walsh, and then Peralta, Yadier Molina, Smiley, France. Do I not see it? Oh, France is under DH for some reason. All right, so now I'm caught up. How's Mrs. Salinger? Tell her we all say hi. Hey, she's doing all right. She's inside. I'm sure they're eating dinner right now, or maybe just finished up on dinner. Maybe she's putting the kid to bed. Trying to get stuff done around the house, which is always a nightmare, right? So, don't know. All right. Missed a few picks. So then Eovaldi went, and then Daniel Bard went. Okay. Rolling with that Colorado catcher or closer there. A little scary, but all right. All right, so I'm going to get one of the two guys I've been kind of eyeing for a little while. Both are very good values. Both fit kind of needs for my team right now. One a little bit more than the other, but I'm going to take the other one first because I think get the other next round. So make sure he's Rowdy Tellez was not the guy, but I like that pick by Paul. I'm going to take Yuli Gurriel right here. Make sure that there's nothing going on with him because he has dropped way too far in this draft. But he is okay. It doesn't look like anything's going on with him. Dun, dun, dun. Not hitting well in spring, but that's fine. I don't mind that really. Okay. And then Carson Kelly goes. Heard you talking to Nick Pollock about the Dear Miss Fantasy podcast back in the day. Been a listener of FBB since. Hey, thanks, man. Ooh, David Fletcher went, and then Fletcher wasn't a guy I was looking at, but eligible everywhere. Kikuchi was a guy I was looking at, but that's okay. Ha-Seong Kim. I just don't know. At a 12, Kim could be really good, but he's just been so awful in spring. It's kind of hard to bank on that. Jake Odorizzi and Jonathan Scope. I like that Scope pick. Not what I was thinking about, but I do like it. Buster Posey, that's a good pick right now. Catcher's not going to hurt you. That's always the goal, is a catcher that's not going to hurt you. Isaiah Kiner Fluff hasn't been picked up. If he was catcher eligible, he would have been long gone. I don't understand why Paul got so angry about that. Like, that didn't, like, I don't understand his, like, why. Like, that was so upsetting to him. It's the guy struggling. So maybe it's just unluckiness. All right. Miles Straw. A little. I didn't need the speed, and so Straw wasn't necessarily a target for me. And the COVID stuff, if he's got COVID, or maybe just came in contact with someone with COVID, that's still a little scary. All right, so we're on him. I'm up to date on my board. Herman's gone. Herman went a few rounds ago. And I'm not really looking at a starter right now. Framber, that was a guy I was thinking about maybe stashing here at the end, but I'm not going to do that. I wasn't going to do that quite yet, though. This would have been a good spot for it. I definitely had him in my queue. All right. There goes Grichuk. All right. So the question is, I want to look at the ADP. Okay. I think there's a chance I get this other guy back next round. I'm going to take Tanner Scott and grab just another closing, prospect guy. I think he is likely the closer. They could easily use a committee, though. But he's looked really good in spring. Thank you. Just kind of trying to load up on some spec closers. Some of these guys are going to get dropped before the start of the season, but the beauty of a 12-teamer is there's just so many guys, so many starting pitchers available in Fab that I'm just not going to worry about loading up on too many reserve starters, right? So, like, my reserve list, I've already got 3 pitchers on it, even though I haven't finished my offense, and they're all relievers. So there goes Upton and Candelario. But, I mean, I can stream the lower-end starters. There's always going to be lower-end starters out there in a 12-team league. Not always going to be closers. And so if I can nail a few of these guys, that'll really help. And like I said, I think the other guy I was looking at is going to be there for me next round. He may actually be there 2 rounds away. And if I miss out on him, it's not like the end of the world. There are other guys I can get because it's for my UT spot. There's plenty of guys still around. Ottavino, that's a good pick, especially at this point. So he's likely going to be the closer to start the season because Barnes has COVID. So, and maybe he just keeps that job. All right. So now, and then Dubon goes. Not that I was thinking about Dubon. I don't get the Dubon love, though. I mean, we're talking 25th round, so who cares, right? But on a good team, you'd probably be a super utility guy. Gregory Soto. And now people are just like guessing on closers. Soto's probably the guy, but he's going to hurt you everywhere else. And the beauty of this team is I have not taken a single injured player or a minor league staff. So, like, I've got so much flexibility to do a lot of different things here. So I'm gonna Scooble's. No, I mean he got a rotation spot. So like, oh, Dylan Cease. Okay, that was someone. Okay, wait, I am way far. Oh, I'm fucked up on my fucking draft sheet. Sorry guys, hold on, give me a sec. All right, so Biery went Ottavino, then Dubon, Chris Martin. That's a guy I should have gone after. I like that pick. Okay, and then it was Soto. Okay. And then it was Wainwright. Then it was Dahl because Colin just never gives up on David Dahl, even though he should. Cesar Hernandez, that's a good pick. Okay, but it was then Cease, which was also a good pick. Birdie, which was also a good pick. Cesar Hernandez. Of course, well, was Walter. He's been putting together a damn good draft. Yeah, so Scooble's not, I mean, at this point in the draft, like he made the rotation. He's pitched really well in spring. And so like, yeah, no, that's I think that's a good pick. I like that pick. I thought about him at that spot, but I wanted to start loading up on some potential closing candidates. Just because I've got one really set closer and then like a bunch of dart throws, which is fine. Tony Gonsolin. That's a good value pick. All right, I'm looking at 2 different guys here. I'm going to take Nick Wakerin, another potential closing candidate. There's not a ton right now that I'm super enthused at starting pitchers, so I'm just going to, like I said, there are going to be other guys to stream and stuff like that. But I'm just kind of swooping up some of these guys before other people do. Kind of wish I'd swooped up on Martin because I think that would have been a nice pick. I think that was Colin. Okay. I need to make sure I actually. All right. So then it was Chris Sale. You just can't hold. This guy doesn't realize he's not able to hold all these guys. He does not realize there's an IL. or not an IL, which is going to be a problem for him. So we'll see what happens. Did I get Gallegos on there? Okay, I did. All right. So we're kind of running down towards the end of this draft. Got 5 rounds left. Antone. Is Antone healthy now? I don't even know. It's not someone I'm willing to take the gamble on. So I think I'm gonna take the guy that I've been kind of waiting on for a little while. If he makes it back around to me. If he doesn't, whatever. Taijuan Walker. That's a good pick at this point. Dolis. Okay, here's another one of those closer stash guys. I thought about him, but I've taken so many of them already. What is this guy doing in the spring? Dun, dun, dun. Not bad. Isaiah Kiner Falefa. He went. If he was a catcher, he'd be gone. Paul's next pick, Reynaldo Lopez. That's really funny. All right, so hold on. I got to find Mr. Kiner Falefa. There we go. Kiner Falefa. Then it went Wendell. He's probably third base. Yeah, there he is. And then it went Pomeranz. Pomeranz is a really good, he looked good in his first outing. That's a really good pop on by Mike Alexander. Another Friendly Fantasy Benefits guy. Solak Longon. Carlos Santana. That's a good pick at this point. I'm going to look at my team real quick and see what I need. Okay, I think I know what I got to do what I got to do. So there's 2 guys. Kind of gonna, okay, let's see. This is where, okay, so their ADP is like right next to each other. So, go back and look at what I need more. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna take Eduardo Escobar because at this point I just need him. I like his value and he kind of fits exactly what my team needs. I feel like he's super underrated this year. People are really downgrading him for the down year last year. So yeah, that helped a lot. Could Solak be Wong 2.0 30 picks later? Well, Solak's going way ahead of Colton Wong, so he can't be that. At least in NFBC. Eduardo Escobar is going at like pick 300. Solak is going at pick 177. So yeah, that's a huge difference. I like Solak a lot. I like Colton Wong even more at the price. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at Wong's ADP or Escobar's ADP. Wong's ADP is 245. Carlos Rodon buying into the hype, which I guess you can do. When healthy, he's got a lot of upside, and he's healthy right now. So, and then Ian Kennedy. Dun, 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 dun. So, looking at my team, I still need a catcher. I need 3 reserve picks. We've got bunch of people without catchers on this end of the sphere, but on the other end, not many. So, all right. So Casey Mize just went. I like that pick. He made the rotation. Evan White, kind of underrated guy. There's so much left on the waiver wire in these 12s that it's so hard for me. I'm just, not that one's easier than the other, but it's just, there's so many guys that I'm still like, oh, look, I can still get this guy. Oh, I can still get that guy. So Mike Lorenzen hurt, buddy. I don't know if that he knows that or if that's more of a stash kind of play, but I don't think Lorenzen's going to be a good starter. I think he'd be much better going back to the bullpen where he's been great. So who am I to make that decision, though? Brad Keller, who I like. Oh. Go to Brad Keller. And then Arrieta. I don't understand why people are still drafting Arrieta, but he's going to start so long as he's healthy for the Cubs, right? Don't know that Logan Webb, that's a good pick right there. He's going to start the opening weekend, which kind of on my like. Oh, he took Cedric Mullins. What a dick! All right. Not that I was probably going to take Mullins in this draft, but he's just doing that to fucking piss me off, which is fine, but it's just, like I know he's trying to get under my skin, but I didn't even have Mullins on my queue. All right, I got to catch up. Hold on. There we go. So it went Mullins, then Webb. Then Navarez. That's who I should have taken last round. Navarez. Then Renfroe. And then goes Kirk. Paul's taking Kirk twice today. Took him in the main, took him here. All right, now it's up to me. What's up, Colin? You're a dick. I wasn't even going to take him. Hold on, I got to figure out who I am going to take, though. I'm going to take Stephon Crichton. Again, it's my 5th reliever reserve pick. But I got Soria, and one of them's getting dropped after the first week or so. But I'm just going to make sure I wrap up Arizona saves. I know you picked him, Colin, just because you know how much I love Mullins, but that's all right. That's okay. All right, so then Danny Jansen went. Now people are starting to pick their second catcher. Votto goes. Logan Allen goes. So, at this point, I think I'm just pretty much taking hitters because I've got 5 relief pitchers in my reserve list. Sheffield. And like I said, there's just going to be so many pitchers on the Lucas Franco on the wire that I'm not super worried about it. I've got one guy queued up right now. Let me put another one in there in case he goes. He goes Kiki. But there's two guys that are just, I have them rated out as twice the value of any other hitter available. And so I'm going to take one of them, and then the next one, one fits my team a little bit better than the other, but I'm also going to maybe get my first share of different. Oh, Jonathan India, that's a good one. And Rojas too. I'm fucking again behind on my. Oh, so Melanson went. That's who I missed. Melanson, and then the guy took another stash. He just is like giving me gifts this entire draft. I hope he's not like one of the guys in our friend our Sleep on the Bus Discord. Oh shit, I fucked that up. All right, hold on, I can figure out. Alexander to Rojas. Okay, so Kiki, no, on draft. Melanson is Franco. Oh man, I'm okay. I'm gonna have to figure out exactly where I went wrong here. I went wrong a long time ago. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna take Sam Hilliard, and I got to figure out where exactly I went wrong. So Kirk, Sporer took Kirk, right? And then I took Crichton. It was my pick again. That's where I fucked up. Oh, Jesus Christ. He is, and he could be my next pick. Probably not, but he could be. I'm not going to say who it is because there are people watching, like I said. Okay, so I took Crichton, and then it went Danny Jansen, then it went Votto, then it went Logan Allen, then it went Sheffield. And now people are starting to move a little bit in this draft. I got to hurry up and catch up. Then I went Enrique Hernandez. Then it went Melanson. Then it went Rojas. Then it went India. And then it went Syndergaard. Then it went, and I took Hilliard. Then it went O'Neill. Then it went Seamarks. This just looked god awful. Then it went Profar. And then it went Alfaro, Stasi. Oh, Brian Reynolds. That was the guy who I was going to take. Again, another great pick by Jacob Bradley Jr. Great pick by John Fish. Okay, now I'm caught up. Okay. All right, so back into being caught up. Is young Jock? Yeah, Jock went a few rounds ago. Griffin Canning. Canning is the guy I was talking about earlier that I was looking at. He's had a horrendous spring in terms of his ERA and WHIP, but his actually strikeout to walk rate has actually been pretty good. Anthony Descalfani is a good pick right there. But again, you're going to find the Descalfanis and guys like that on the waiver wire. And so I'd rather take the shot on some of the guys you're not going to find on the waiver wire, which are typically like the closers. So I should probably take an infielder here, but I'm thinking about maybe doing something different. Just to have some fun. And maybe I drop a guy in Fab tomorrow. We'll see. Alex Reyes, another one of those dark horse for saves, even though everybody's on Hicks. I think that's going to be a shared situation. Okay, so I'm going to take a guy, let's see, Jacoby Jones. So I haven't taken any stashes thus far. So unless Paul fucking snipes me here, I'm going to take one. Just because I can. Maybe I won't, actually. Let me see if there's somebody. There's somebody on that. Where is? What is my team need? Really, my team doesn't need much. Like, my team is pretty good just the way it is. And so I might just take a stash here just for the hell of it. I'm going to look at a few things right now, guys. Oh, this guy also took 3 catches. Oh, he had to take 3 catches because he took Osnola. Wow. You just really don't understand the format, buddy. Sorry for you. I really am. All right, I'm going to take a stash here. It's the 29th round. I'm going to take Alex Kirilloff. And see if I can hold him for a few weeks. I might not be able to, and then he just goes back in the pile. But I can also probably just, if Archie Bradley's not the closer early, I can just ditch him if I have an injury, or if Nick Whitgren's not the closer, I can ditch him, or Stefan Crichton, or whoever loses out of between Crichton and Soria, ditch them. So there goes Cole Calhoun. Okay, so Sporer took Adam Eaton. I took Kirilloff. Then he took this guy just Calhoun. I mean, Calhoun's hurt, right? This guy's gonna drop so many people. It just Alvarado. Everybody keeps driving. I know Alvarado's looked really, really good, but he's the lefty. And so Bradley's looked good, and Nick Reese has looked really good. So I think one of them is going to get the job, or they might share it. Sims. All right. So now becomes the question of, do I take my wife with my last pick? Because all that's left is catcher, right? So many catchers available, because it's a 12-team league. And I'm so used to these 15-team leagues. So I can just pick someone up off waivers, but then, tomorrow. Okay, so Ferry took Dunning. And then Alzolay went, and he made the rotation, I'm pretty sure they said today. And then there goes Pedro Severino. So we're going to see another catcher come off right here. Elias Diaz. All right, so there's two catchers I really like. Actually, there's a few catchers I really like. Both of them are probably going to make it to me. The question is, will any of them be available on waivers tomorrow? I think there's a chance one of them is. So I could take my wife, who's catcher eligible in this, just because it'd be funny, right? So Diaz and then Fuentes. And then she'd be in the ADP for the RotoWire Online Championship, which would be hilarious. Okay, so he just took another stash. He really doesn't understand the format. I kind of feel bad for him. It's a waste of $350. Okay, so I'm going to take Jan Gomes. I was thinking about taking my wife, but I've drafted her already, and I like Gomes. I just think he's like a super safe kind of catcher. Oh, shit. All right, I fucked up because Metziger took Fuentes. All right, I really fucked it. All right, I got to figure out now where I fucked up. All right, so that's my team. I'll run it down here in a minute, but I just want to. Okay, so someone took Joe Adell. Ferry took Joe Adell. So I got on draft back there. Okay, so Joe Adell there, and then it was Diaz, and then it was Fuentes. Who's first baseman. And I took Jan Gomes. And then Paul took Chris Archer. All right. And then Jose Trevino. Oh, fuck. Okay, hold on. We went I forgot Severino because it's such a ridiculous pick considering everybody else he's taken. I really hope this guy isn't the one in our Discord because he's going to ask us who his team was, and I'm going to have to tell him he lit fucking $350 on fire. All right. Okay, well, now I'm giving myself the wrong player. Okay, I took Jan Gomes, and then Paul took Archer. Gomes, my favorite late run catcher, not a ton of batting average, suck, and he's not going to hurt you. Like that's the thing about a guy like Jan Gomes. He's just not going to hurt you. Bumgarner. I like that Jazz Chisholm pick right there. Just, kind of a risk-reward play at the end of a 12-teamer is perfect because if he doesn't work out, you just pick up someone else. And I fucked that up because I forgot to put in Walters, Jose Trevino. Okay, so then it was Bumgarner. He was right there. And then it was Chisholm. There's the Listella pick. That's a good pick. And then Kevin Newman. He's been so hot, like unreal hot. All right, that's the draft. So what I'll do is I will run down my team. So kind of, let's see, we'll go through the first 10 picks, and then I'll lower the board so you guys can see the first 10 picks, 10 rounds right there. So I started off Trout, and then somehow Freddie Freeman made it to me in the second round. Felt like just an insanely good value. Brandon Woodruff made it to me in the third. So I just called that one as well. Maeda was a little trickier. There were a couple other people on the board that I liked, but again, I would him as a top 15 pitcher. So now I've got 2 top 15 pitchers, as well as starting out Trout Freeman. I knew it was going to leave me a little light in speed, but that is, that's okay. Aroldis Chapman, I saw Hendricks go earlier in the round, and I was like, okay, elite closer run is going to happen here. And so I took my number 2 closer, which is Aroldis Chapman. Brandon Lau in round 6. I just love Brandon Lau. There are a few other guys I like too that went right before that. I would have had, I was hoping to get Eugenio Suarez in that 6th round pick, but it didn't happen. That's okay. Victor Robles in the 7th round, I was feeling light on speed, so I reached a little bit on Robles, but that's kind of the area he's been going. I was hoping to get Nelson Cruz or Marcus Semien in the 8th. Cruz ended up with Semien. I don't have a lot of shares of Semien, so I was happy with that. Pablo Lopez in the 9th round, I felt like that was it wasn't necessarily a value pick, but I have him as a top 25 starter. And so now I've got, 3 top 25 starters, and a top 3 closer already. Eddie Rosario is just kind of a value play. He just goes lower than he should. He's going to hit right in the middle of that Cleveland lineup, which isn't quite as bad as I think people make it out to be. So then Andres Jimenez, again, speed play, triple eligible. Now I've got Brandon Lau's triple eligible. I've got Brandon Lau's double eligible, Andres Jimenez triple eligible, and Marcus Semien will become double eligible. He'll gain second base eligibility. So then Patrick Corbin, a guy I love, who's was a top 15 starter coming into last year. Thought that was just a really good pick. Chris Paddock, I mean, when we're talking about him being like my number 5 starter, I'm totally fine taking that gamble. If he gets back to elite form, I'm in really good shape. Then I really need to address offense, so I went Gallo for the power, Justin Turner to offset Gallo's average, Manny Margot to add to my speed, like 3 guys that I think complement each other really well. If one gets hurt, then I may have a problem. But, this is also a 12-team league, and so there's replacement value. So I can go and find average if Turner gets hurt. I can go and find, power if Gallo gets hurt. Margot should be healthy as long as he's playing. I think he's fine. So I got Corey Kluber kind of at his max pick. Like I can't remember where I said his max was. Prior to this, his max was 187. And I got him like around pick 200. And that's over the last 2 weeks in online championships. So that's 40 drafts where he's gone, he's gone at least, higher than 187. I was super stoked on that. Then Greg Holland, I was light on saves. And so I wanted to grab, a guy that felt really locked into the role. I move the board down again. Then Gary Sanchez, another guy. Yes, I am just jacking off to my team right now. I'm just going through my team for people who kind of missed the earlier portions of this. Who was I talking about? Oh, Greg Holland, locked in saves. Gary Sanchez, his min pick over the course of the last 2 weeks was 200. Got him at like 230 something. So I was again just kind of like, okay, I need a catcher, and he's clearly the best catcher on the board at that point. The average could be a problem, probably will be a problem, but I mean it's just a lot of upside in that bat. Ryan Yarborough, just like a really good ratio stabilizer for, you know, when I do stream in starting pitchers here and there. And then I just started loading up on relief pitching guys that, you know, could have the role, may end up getting dropped if they don't have the role, and that's fine. So, you know, I took Joaquin Soria, Archie Bradley, Tanner Scott, Wickren, Crichton, lock up Arizona saves, take a shot on my boy Archie Bradley that maybe he does have the role, though I know Paul thinks it's going to be Neris. It might be. Tanner Scott, who I'm pretty sure is going to have the role in Baltimore, and then Nick Wickren, a guy that I think has a really good shot of being the guy in Cleveland. So, I mean, I've got plenty of closers. And the funny part about it is the draft software I use tells me, like, my weakest category is saves. It's not going to be my weakest category. It's going to be my strength. And that is, you know, that takes what they project, this is Baseball HQ's projections, as a first-place team, and really gives it a lot of upward potential if I do at least have 3 locked-in closers out of, like, the 7 guys I drafted that are relief pitchers. So just kind of spraying the bullets. And that's, you know, a strategy I've been talking about quite a bit is, you know, just get as many relief pitcher darts as you can, as opposed to loading up on, you know, guys, you know, starting pitchers. And one, you at least have guys who are pitching in the first weekend, which I think is important. And 2, with all the closer craziness, maybe you do land 1 or 2 guys that are huge, you know, end up being really, you know, locked in closers at some point, and grab them early. And if they're not, you know, after the first 10 days, I'll drop some of them. So added Yuli Gurriel and then Eduardo Escobar in rounds 23, 26. Needed to add to the offense. Both are really underrated guys. Escobar, you know, and Gurriel both had down seasons last year. And that's why people are kind of off of them right now, but I'm not worried about them really. I think they both have pretty high floors, and I think, you know, decent ceilings. Sam Hilliard is the opposite. Super low floor, super high ceiling. Took the shot. Alex Kirilloff, my only stash. Didn't draft any injured players. But you know, Kirilloff, who got sent down, should be back up at the end of April. Hopefully I'll be able to hold on to him until then. And then Jan Gomes is my last catcher. Just a super safe catcher, like, you know. So, I mean, hopefully you guys like this team. Weatherwax got sniped on Jazz. I like Jazz. I mean, that's probably should have been my last or my second to last pick instead of Kirilloff, but I wanted to stash one guy. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking at Baseball HQ's projections, which are the ones that I use the software on, you know, they got me as a number 1 team. It's got Honish, who's the number 8, as the number 2 team, but can't take into account the fact there's no IL spots and that this guy can't roster these players. And so I think he's going to drop considerably. I would be very surprised if he wasn't the last place team, considering what he did in this draft. He's got Walters, the number 2 team, so much more likely that he is going to be kind of one of the guys battling out for me. Randy Haines is the number 3 team, Lucas Biery as the number 4, Thompson is the number 5, Metziger is the number 6, Weatherwax is the number 7, Fish is number 8, Mike Alexander number 9, Ferry is number 10, Sporer is number 11, and number 12 is, I mean, I would think is Honish, who they have as number 2, but it says Paul drafted a really crap team. Really does not like anything Paul did, and that's not surprising because Paul doesn't know what he's doing. Just kidding, buddy. I love you. But I'm really looking forward to making a bet now with him because Baseball Hughes thinks that I've got the best team, you know, in terms of between me and him by far, but it just in general. And that's one of the things I like to do is run it through a bunch of different projections and kind of see, okay, where does each projection system say I'm weak at? This one says my weakness is saves and batting average. Well, I'm okay with batting average because there's variance, you know, there. Saves, like I said, I took so many spec closers that as long as I nail one of those kind of last 5 closer specs, then I'm okay. So I know I'm going to nail the Arizona closer because I've got the 2 guys who are fighting for the role. It's just a matter of, which one it was. Is Soria or is it Crichton? And then I just got to nail another one, and then I've got 3 closers, which is what you need in these 12-team leagues. So I feel really, really good about this team. I really like it quite a bit. I'll tweet it out in its entirety here in a little bit. But that's going to wrap it up for this live stream. I really appreciate those of you that kind of came through, stuck around, and were kind of bantering with me back and forth. It helps the 3 hours of the draft and live stream to go by a little bit easier. I will be doing this again tomorrow for the Beat Justin Mason RotoWire Online Championship League. That is at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. I know there is at least 1 or 2 people. I know Colin's in that league, and I can't remember if anyone else is in that league as well with me. So definitely a little bit of repeat. I know John Fish is in my main event on Wednesday, so good to kind of go against him and kind of get to see one of his boards, because it's always good to have information on your opponents. So with that, I'm going to sign off and go pee, because I really need to do that, eat some dinner, kiss my kids goodnight, because I know at least my youngest one is either in bed or going to bed soon, and hope that my wife isn't super pissed at me for being out here for so long, but who knows. I think she's all right with it. So thanks again, everyone. Take care. I will see you guys tomorrow if you're joining for the stream. Bye.